Hello again. Welcome to European Autocraft Studios 944 Turbo project, which looks like it's going to be coming to a close. We can't seem to make any traction on getting what we need to restore this car. We pretty much closed it out with the transmission back together and the fuse panel. We'd still like to see something happen with that car, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. We have two 944 transmissions that we're going to rebuild though. Now you've already seen us disassemble them and reassemble it, but what you haven't seen yet is the measurements on the ring and pinion and the turning torque and all that and the backlash. We're going to do all that. Unfortunately not this week, but next weekend we're going to start that process. I'll have it apart already because you've already seen it. I took away Anthony's passport, so he can't go anywhere anymore. So he's not leaving this country anymore until we get some work done around here. I'm glad you guys liked the Jaguar video. We love the E-Type. It was a nice trip up there to see my friend Ray and look at that car. It's pretty bad. But maybe one day we can get it in the shop, or if we can't get that done, then he'll find somebody that can get it done for him. But we'll see how that goes. We're going to start focusing on other cars. We still love the 944s and 928s. I have a 928 that hopefully we can get in and get working on that car. Don't know when that's going to happen yet because that's a personal car. We have to get a lot of work done in the shop. We've been neglecting it quite a bit. So the next project we're going to be doing is going to be the Ferrari 308. So we're going to take a walk around that car and I'll show you that. And what has to be done with that. It's a pretty big project, so that'll be a nice thing to see come together. I also have the 911 turbo engine that's pretty much together. I'm going to show you little bits and pieces of that as that goes back in the car. The Mercedes is apart, ready to go to the body shop, so we can get started on the Ferrari next week. So let's come take a look at the 308 and I'll show you what we have to do there. When the car first got here, we wanted to put the windows up because the windows were down. The car's been garaged for many years. So I went to put the windows up and they would not go up. So we disassembled the door so we could disconnect the glass from the cable and get the glass up so the car could be outside for a couple of days till we could sort it out and get it in the shop. I had to put a fuel pump in it just to make it run. I checked the belts. They're good enough so we can move it. These window regulators use cables and a little electric motor with a spool. Something's jammed up, I don't know what, but the motor barely turns. Both windows are the same. So interior is in really nice shape. It's apart a little bit, but it's in really nice shape. We're going to get rid of the old stereo, maybe modernize the stereo form a little bit. And there's some relays that aren't working. These old relays need a good cleaning, and some of them need to be replaced. So that's not so bad. The engine has to come out because we want to remove the tubes that go through the body to the radiator in the front. There's a lot of oil leaks that are going to get fixed. Complete belt service. The clutch is slipping like crazy, so we're going to replace the clutch. Rebuild the distributors, clean them and rebuild them internally. Cam cover gaskets, valve adjustment. I believe the oil pan's leaking as well. A lot to do. So you're going to get to see the engine come out of this car. And let's see, I don't think we're going to do much with the suspension. The bushings look pretty decent. We're going to get a closer look when it's on the lift. Do a lot of cleaning under here. And brakes. The brakes are dragging really bad. We're going to be rebuilding the brake calipers, not like the 944 calipers. These also have the emergency brake built into the caliper. Not too hard to rebuild, just a little different procedure with the emergency brake. Not so bad. You get to see all that. What else are we doing to this car? Yeah, so brakes, pipes, engine, clutch. The drop gear set, I'll show you how that works in the transfer case. The shaft for the transmission is driven by the engine through a series of gears. Nice little setup, a little noisy. That's why you get that famous whine that these Ferraris make, along with that great tone out of the exhaust. It's a pretty nice setup. CIS fuel injection, we may send the fuel distributor and the warm-up regulator out to be rebuilt. There's a specialized equipment for that. I can't do that. There's very fine, detailed work on that and calibrated perfectly. All the cooling system hoses will be replaced. There's no AC compressor. The car is equipped with air conditioning, but the compressor is missing. We're going to put a new compressor in it and all new AC hoses so the AC will be more reliable. And coolant, the heater hoses go through the body up to the heater core in the front. They turn to mush after a while, and this car being a 1982, it's a lot of years to get mushed. Yeah. So we're going to make sure all those hoses get changed. Cooling system flushed, radiator flushed, and we're going to make a nice daily driver out of this car. The paint isn't perfect. It's good. Good enough. It'll clean up and polish up, and it'll be a nice daily driver for the owner. So we'll keep you up to date on this car, and you get to see all this come apart and get work done. So who doesn't want to see a Ferrari come apart and get put back together? This one will be going back together. So please stay tuned and watch this. The things that happened with the 944 Turbo are kind of sad. I believe he's in the middle of a divorce right now. So that project is pretty much done. All of you who believed in us in the GoFundMe, I'm going to refund your money back through the GoFundMe account. I apologize for that. I appreciate your enthusiasm and your support. That was very, very helpful and really got me motivated. It didn't bring a lot, but that's okay. We're going to give you that money back because we can't use it on this car. What else can we say? Yeah, that was a bummer. I really wanted to get that car done. So that's it. 944 Turbo at a standstill. 308 Ferrari coming on board. This one is going to be completed without a doubt. Any input, any guys Ferrari enthusiasts, please chime in and let us know what you think. That's it for now. Anything to add? You ever have anything to add? He never does. But that's okay. We'll see you next week measuring the ring and pinion on the 944 transaxle. We're going to do Jeff's first because we got it first. Pop's transmission is here. That's for a 944S. So we're going to take a look at the ring and pinion differences and the size of the ring and pinion. There's some interesting stuff there. So that's it. We'll see you next week. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next week. Thanks for staying with me on this, and I appreciate all your support on the 944 Turbo. But it's time to move on. So we'll see you next week.